gotten a lot of questions about a super El Nino and what that might mean for Colorado. So, before I get into what this might mean for Colorado, let me explain what a super El Nino is and why it could impact Colorado's weather. And this would be really for next winter. But let's start things off with what a super El Nino is. El Nino simply means warmer than average sea surface temperatures in the Central Pacific Ocean. Because the Pacific is the largest body of water in the Earth, there's a huge domino effect that takes place when those temperatures are above or below average, and the below average side of things is a La Nina. That's what we had a lot of this winter, and that's what we're currently still in according to NOAA, but we're basically dwindling that La Nina very quickly as we speak. La Nina means slightly cooler than average sea surface temperatures. Usually in the winter, that tends to mean high pressure across the west and lower pressure across the east coast. That is certainly what we saw this past winter. Now, a super El Nino, or a bigger than average El Nino, what that means is that sea surface temperatures are currently projected to be 2 degrees Celsius, so about 4 degrees Fahrenheit, higher than average for the fall and winter months of this upcoming year for 2026 and into the early part of 2027. So how does that affect us here in Colorado? As I mentioned, Pacific Ocean, because it's so big, domino effect of weather. And we get a super El Nino. The last 4 times we've had that, I'm going to include 2023, 2024 in that, even though that technically did not meet the official definition. It came very, very close. So I'll loop in 23, 24 on that. The last 4 times we've had that, we've had a notable uptick in snowpack for the mountains, so a lot more snow in the mountains. And we've also had, in the particular kind of link here would be the Front Range. Denver has had more snow when we've had these super El Nino events. And reason being is what we tend to see with a super El Nino is we tend to see warmer temperatures across the state of Colorado. That means more energy, more moisture. And the winter, even though it's warmer, that also does tend to mean that we get more snow. Now, that's not a guarantee. And of course, it's not a guarantee we get a super El Nino either. It's just projected modeling right now that shows us getting to that point. But it is not a guarantee we're going to have a super El Nino and what the impacts will be for Colorado. However, this would be probably kicking into place this fall and winter. If that takes place, that could mean some cautious optimism for a snowier than average winter for both the mountains and for the Denver area. So keep you posted on that.